Hey folks, John with KGTropicals.com. Time for an update on the 240-gallon overhaul project. As you can see, we scraped a lot of the paint off of the back. Lisa and I stayed in here last night and did that. And I'm kind of relieved to say that the back is just as scratched up as the front. So we are not going to spin this tank. Now I say I'm relieved because this is an older tank. And you know, anytime you're going to move a tank this size, even if you're just spinning it around, it's a little scary to think of what could happen. And with all the stuff that these manufacturers have sent to us, if we were to break this tank, I don't even know what we would do. That would be catastrophic. So I am kind of relieved that we're not going to be moving this tank. It's going to mean that we get to do the project faster, and I don't have to worry about the tank breaking. So that's the biggest update. It looks terrible right now, but you know, that's going to be covered up with the background, so who cares? So I was getting a little bit nervous because we hadn't received all of the products to do this project, to complete it. I had gotten emails from the people, from the representatives saying, we're going to send it, don't you worry. But I didn't get any kind of tracking information or all that. I'm a worrywart anyway, so I was kind of like, oh man, when's this stuff going to come in? Well, it all came in yesterday. And let me tell you something. Just like I've said with the other things, I was completely blown away. I mean, they sent the products that we asked for, but then they sent a whole bunch of other stuff on top of that. KGTropicals sent us an entire pallet full of stuff. The guy pulled up in the truck, took it off of the back of the truck with a forklift, set it down in the parking lot, and took off. He was gone. So a whole pallet worth of stuff they dropped off. We're going to do videos talking about all of that stuff. Marineland, the lights came in yesterday. They are fantastic. Again, you're going to see videos on those. And they sent a whole bunch of other stuff too. So I feel very privileged and honored that they saw enough in me to send all this stuff to me. I don't even know how to tell you how this whole thing feels. So everything's here. We are all set to go. I'm uploading the video right now about the alterations to the 3D background. We've got the FX6 videos are out now. They're a little bit long, but I'm thorough. Today, this ladder is about to fall, and I keep almost falling on my face. Right now, we got to do something kind of important. We got to start taking stuff out of the tank, and might not be the most exciting thing in the world to watch, but you're going to get to see me move really fast again, like I did in that install video, because I'm not going to expect you to watch this in real time. I'm going to fast forward through it, and it ought to be a lot of fun. I'm going to take out everything that's on the interior of the tank, except for the fish. Lisa will be in here in a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and move the fish, just because I want to, just because it'll be a little less stressful on them. Get them out, get them safe to where I'm not battling them to get all this stuff done. It's possible that this project might be done today. I don't know, but it's not going to get done if I'm sitting here talking to you. So let's go. I got to start getting stuff out of this tank.
Okay, so this is just a video showing us breaking down the tank, getting the tank ready for all of the new stuff that we're putting into it. Right here, I'm just removing all of the old stones and rocks and all of the slate and everything that we had in the tank, getting it ready for the next step, which was removing the fish. Now that was not an easy thing to do in an 8-foot tank. What ends up happening every time is you'll go on one end and the fish will all just swim down to the other end, exactly like you see here, where Lisa is basically down on one end, scaring the fish. I don't mean scaring them, but you know, kind of shooing them over to the other side of the tank. She's trying to catch that giant pleco, but and then what I would do is come in like I'm doing right there and just kind of swoop my net in there, grab a couple of them, and run them over to the tank that we held them in for about 24 hours while we were doing all of this. They were crammed into a pretty small tank. It was a 75-gallon tank, and it's 71 fish. So they were crammed in there a little bit, but you know, they were only in there for about 24 hours and everything was fine. I actually don't even think they were in there for 24 hours. It was probably about, I don't know, 12 to 14 hours. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. Here we have a little bit of a break in the action because I think a customer came into the store and we weren't even open yet. So that was kind of a surprise, but the hose that you see there, we run it out the door and drain the tank into the parking lot. So the door was open. A lady came in. We sold her some food. No big deal. So that's just one of those things that happens. I mean, we're not going to tell a customer to go away. So um, once the fish were all out of the tank, we're not going to show the entire thing. Trust me, it's going to switch over here in a minute. Um, Once all of the fish were out of the tank, we continued to drain it. We drained it down about 50%. We also, if you look down at the sump, you can see it's only got about 3 inches of water in it. And that was so that I could move it from one end of the stand to the other, which you will see in the next little segment there. Looks like I'm just doing a whole lot of standing around, not doing a whole lot of work. But once we switch over, you'll see, there we go. Here I'm messing with the fluval, putting it in its new home, its new permanent position, and the sump is moved over to the left side. Now, a quick note, if you remember from my installation video for the fluval, I had said that I made a mistake and I cut the intake too short, the intake hose. And it actually turned out to be not the case. It works perfectly in the spot that it's in now, so that was kind of a relief. I don't have to buy a new hose. What I'm doing now is I'm removing the overflow that's over on the right. You'll see me pull that out. We took this sump system down from 2 overflows and 2 returns to 1 and 1. One overflow that's over on the left, which is still there, and it fits perfectly behind the 3D background. And then the return, if you remember from my preparing the 3D background video, the return is actually right below it. So it all worked out really good. After this part here, we're going to go to removing the substrate and then installing everything. But unfortunately, I didn't catch that on video. I thought the camera was on, and it wasn't. It wouldn't have turned out to be the best video anyway. The water did get pretty cloudy when I put the sand in. We're going to talk about that in a future video, though. It's all cleared up now. It's fine, but, it took some time to do that. So, hey, this has not been the most eventful video, but you get to see a little bit about breaking the tank down.
Check out www.KGTropicals.com and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates on the 240 Overhaul project and our weekly series Tank Talk.